You are listening to Revealing Real Estate Podcast, where we dive into getting over your fear of taking risk in real estate and making money while you sleep. I'm Nico Pedizano, your host and real estate guru with over 20 years of experience. It's time to get real.
My name is Jessica Ruffolo. I am accompanied by your amazing host, Nico Pedizano, and we have a very special guest, Marina Buni, as well. We have gathered here today to introduce you and talk to you about our amazing new program. It is the Pre-Owned Certified Resale Home program, and we are so excited to talk to you guys about it. And I'm going to give the floor to Nick because I know he just can't wait to let you guys know what's up with this program.
Program is awesome. We are so excited to bring this out to market. And the reason is, my thought process was, how are we going to be able to help today consumers in this market deal with the rising cost of interest rates? How are we going to help the consumer today deal with all the cost of food and cost of vehicles and gas pricing going up and things being very expensive within the market? And when I think about first-time home buyers, or I think about somebody who's now just getting into the market for or upgrading into their home, and they realize how expensive the process can be, and the amount of expenses that are attributed towards transacting in real estate, I wanted to bring a program to the market that was going to allow the consumer to have that kind of peace of mind. And the way I was thinking about it, I was driving by one day a used car sales dealership, and that used car dealership had a sign. And I was driving by because I was looking for something unique in my market. And sometimes I just want to see what other companies are doing, right? And I drive by Mercedes, I drive by Audi, I drive by Porsche. It didn't matter at the higher level caliber of vehicles to the bottom level of caliber. The message was always the same. If it was a used car dealership, it was always with the messaging pre-owned certified. And I'm like, well, what does pre-owned certified mean? In the used car business, if you buy a car that's pre-owned certified, that car is coming fully inspected, top to bottom. Mm-hmm. That car is going to come with oil changed, already completed. The tires have been checked over. The suspension, the transmission, the engine. Everything of that vehicle has actually been looked over from that used car dealership. And then when they sell you the vehicle, they're also going to give you a third-party warranty that will cover you for certain deficiencies of that vehicle. And I'm like, how wonderful would that be if I brought that out to the resale market? And I'm like, how can I bring that out to the resale market? Mm-hmm. So that's where the original thought process came, and why I really wanted to bring that to resale is, like, if I can bring out a program that's going to allow the consumer after the transaction's done to know that that house is gone through an entire inspection from a home inspector, all the minor repairs that are in that report or major deficiencies that are in that report are looked at and been rectified prior to listing that house on the market, how much more value would that bring for a seller?
Yep.
Right, Marina? And
1000%.
You're a real estate agent, and you see that quite often. How many times will you walk into a house and you're noticing that property has either on the outside, foundation issues.
Yep.
Water you can see seep through to that property.
Yep.
Within the inside. The roof maybe needs to be repairs. Windows, have issues with, right?
Correct.
And you can see those things, right? How many times have you determined that walking through with a client inside the house?
Way too many times. And sometimes when you reach out to the listing agent, even before the showing or after the showing, right after you leave, before you put an offer in, and they won't disclose all the full facts of, for example, the age of the windows, if there was ever a water damage issue, if one of the appliances are broken. And then if you're representing the buyer, I think that has a bad like I find that the buyers will look at you as the agent and say like, well, why didn't you tell me beforehand? Or why didn't you tell me that, for example, the furnace needs repair immediately? And it's like, how are you supposed to know while you're representing the buyer? You don't have a pre-home inspection report yet because the listing agent didn't get one.
Correct.
So whether you're representing the buyer or the seller, I think sometimes when you're on the other side representing the buyer, it could have a bad sort of outlook on you, but it's just you're not aware, right? You were never provided the materials or a report to sort of outline any issues with the house and the details and facts of the major components of the property.
And most of the time, listing agents, when you're selling a house, don't go through what's called a pre-home inspection.
Yeah.
The onus is relied upon the buyer agent or the buyer to do their home inspection during a conditional process.
Correct.
And a lot of times we don't have those opportunities, especially in these markets where there's no supply and things are selling into a multiple offer scenarios.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have a lot of times you don't have the home inspection report and you don't have enough time to do that home inspection report. My advice is always, if you're going to put a house as a listing agent into a multiple offer scenario, is get a pre-home inspection done so you can provide that report to the actual buyer or multiple buyers that are interested in that property.
Yeah.
And if there are deficiencies within that house, get them repaired anyway. So this is something that I've always pretty much done, but now I've never really,
Brought the idea
to intuition where we wanted to start getting all this and repairing the property is so essential so that when you hand over your most valuable possession to a new buyer who's going to build their memories and their future inside that home, you don't want to sell them a lemon. You want to sell them a property that's going to have everything all up to date and it's all been fixed up and everything has been corrected that needs to be corrected inside the home. And that's the way it should be done. And I thought, okay, well, let me go one step above this, right? So not only are we going to do the pre-home inspection, not only are we going to make sure that the minor major repairs are corrected or fixed within that property, we have also now found a third-party insurance company that will insure the property for 12 months up to $15,000 in either repairs or replacement of the major components within that house. So it's not going to cover the roof. It's not going to cover if it needs new windows. That's going to be in our report. Now, if the seller doesn't have the equity built inside the home or doesn't have the cash ready to fix the windows or fix the roof that needs to be replaced there or certain foundational issues there, at least we're going to disclose or give a report to that buyer that says, hey, up front, we're disclosing these are the issues with the property. We have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
These are the issues with the property. You need to figure that out or base your price or your valuation on the offer that you're going to submit to the table based on these deficiencies. Mm-hmm. If they are minor and they're able to be fixed, like a foundational crack inside that's pretty easy, right? That's $300. You do the mold injection with inside the crack, you fix it. Some electrical, some plumbing issues. Minor stuff like that, maybe a hole within the wall, you can patch it, you can fix it. That's pretty easy. So after we do that report, you're going to get an entire clean report, or we're going to list exactly what needs to be corrected with inside that home. The third-party insurance kicks in, and what they're going to cover for 1 year is your furnace, your heat pump, a sub pump. It's going to cover your
appliances.
All appliances will be covered.
Super important.
Super important, right? And we've been through problems, Marina, where after the transaction, the deal closes, the fridge breaks down, the buyer now wants a replacement for a new fridge, and the seller says, hey, well, you've been inside that house for 15 days. Yeah. It was working when I gave you the property, and now you want a new fridge? Well, no, I'm not going to give it to you. Right, and then if they really want to persist, you got to take it to a small claims court, and that's the legality process towards claiming that and trying to get your money back.
Headaches.
Who wants to go through that?
Yeah.
Not the seller, not the buyer, not the agent. So now with this coverage, you're guaranteed that if something goes wrong, you can call the insurance company. They're going to get somebody in there to take a look at it.
Yeah.
There's a $75 deductible based on it. But you can get somebody inside there now to look at what the issue is. They're going to come in and repair it, and it's covered we actually pay for that program. So we're paying for the pre-home inspection,
Yep.
and we're paying for the third-party insurance program to come in,
Yeah.
which is what's going to give you a certification telling you that this property here has been fully inspected. Any deficiencies that were able to be made on that property are done. And now you're also going to get a warranty on that property. Isn't that something that's amazing?
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
I think it gives the buyers a peace of mind that, you know, they're purchasing something where they're relying on the seller's agent, you guys, to commit to the fact that there is this pre-home inspection. We are fixing and taking care of certain things, and these are the deficiencies. So you know right away, and you're able to have your agent factor in those items when it comes to pricing. But it's funny, Nick, that we introduced this fantastic program because something that happened to me a week ago when I put an offer in for a condo townhouse in Brampton was very similar to this situation. So it's so weird. But I put in a conditional offer for a condo townhouse. It's about 30 years old in Brampton. Physically, we could see some issues, but the condition was based off of financing inspection. We got the financing, the inspection report comes back, and there's some major deficiencies. So prior to us doing an inspection, I asked the listing agent a bunch of questions. Just the common, how old is the roof? Who's taking care of that? When's the last time you've done a repair? How old is the AC, furnace, age of windows, and so forth? And
very important information that your buyer's going to need to know or want to know. And how, it's a very common question as a person who does a lot of listings. It's a very common question that I get from other agents, and those agents should be doing their due diligence and asking those questions. Correct.
So the listing agent provided me some information, very little information, and some of the information was misleading. For example, the AC was much older than what he mentioned it was. Now, after we got the report, we found 4 to 5 major deficiencies. So I'm looking at the report and I'm laughing, and I look at my buyers. I'm like, we're going back to the drawing table and we're going to negotiate our price even lower. So I did an amendment for price. You know, I saved them a couple $1,000s because there were those issues that my buyer would end up having to pay on their end. And then as I'm negotiating and helping my clients save some more money, I'm thinking about how frustrated the seller is because he's had his house at this point on the market for a couple months. He wanted a specific number he didn't get, and now we're negotiating a number even lower than what he wanted to originally get. And I'm thinking, you know, if the seller's agent had that report, kind of got the buyer's agent ready beforehand, put an expectation in mind. Hey, the AC, there's some issues. The furnace requires some repair. However, X, Y, and Z, he'd probably be able to get a couple $1,000s more for his client, the seller.
For sure.
For sure. And it's so funny that this program was introduced just recently because I just see so many benefits from the buying side and the selling side. And I'm thinking now the seller's client's not going to go back to that agent and use him again. There's no way.
Enjoying this episode? Subscribe to our channel and leave us a comment down below to let us know what you want to learn next. Make sure you're following our Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date on our new episodes every Friday.
Exactly. And I think you're going to stop it from getting more referral business. And this is just another way is like, why wouldn't you want to use the OP team to sell your house? And we're offering that service and that program, which will be transferable to a new buyer who buys that house. Even if somebody buys that house from another brokerage, we are going to get that warranty that we've put on that listing and transfer that over to the new buyer, which gives that new buyer a whole new perspective on saying, wow, you know, I know that when I buy this house,
I'm covered.
I'm okay to give them the value that they're going to, because I'm not going to get added expenses that are going to reoccur after the fact, especially if I'm a first time home buyer or I just got into a market or, you know, I'm looking to make an upgrade and now you're going to get all these additional expenses. You know, the average household income, 60% of the average household income is paid towards somebody's mortgage today with the new rates. Now you got to imagine you close on a transaction and you close on that house and you're going to have all these other additional expenses to come on, right? Your fridge breaks down, your air conditioning goes down.
You're mad.
You're mad. You're upset. Your furnace, you're talking about a $4,000 on average expense.
Yeah.
You know, this way we can bring you in, we can get it repaired for you. And I just think that it's just like, it's so comforting for somebody. One is if I'm hiring, and I'm in competition on a listing appointment, and there's a choice now between hiring brokerage A or brokerage B. Brokerage A is offering this service. I'm going to go with brokerage A.
Oh, for sure.
Because not is it just, it's going to help increase the value of that property. Because if there's another house on the street that's very similar, or in the area that's very similar, that's price point is identical, I'm probably going to go with the one that has the warranty coverage, or even pay a little bit more for that property, knowing that that house has already gone through its certification, that property is clean, it's been rectified, it's coming with a 1-year warranty. You have, you're limited on how much you have to worry about added additional expenses after the fact.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. And also people say, well, how can you do that? How can you provide a warranty on the buying side? And I just want to make sure that people understand that if you buy a house today using one of our members or teammates from the OP team, that house that you're going to buy, we are going to automatically be able to register a warranty upon successful completion of the transaction. So when you close on that deal, number one, we are also going to give you a pre-home inspection, right? So when you buy that house, even if it was in a multiple offer, and I'll explain the multiple offer, but in most conditions, in all agreements today, we should be having a home inspection, right?
5-star service.
5-star service.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that our client is aware of all the deficiencies that are inside that property when they buy that home.
Absolutely.
We want to make sure that we run our due diligence on that property. Second thing is, if there are deficiencies that we find, we then will go back to the seller and ask for an abatement in price, or ask them to make sure that they rectify those issues that are there.
Yeah.
We still have that option. So that's how we can still get you a clean report on the buying side.
Yeah.
From that is we're going to ask the inspector to make sure that we want every single appliance that's checked, air conditioning. We want the furnace checked. We want all the electrical, all the plumbing that's going to be checked with inside that home. All the appliances, washer, dryer, dishwasher, microwave, hood fan. Make sure it's in all good working order, Mr. Inspector. On your report, we want you to indicate that, so that once we register that insurance from a third-party insurance company on that property, we have proof to the insurance company that that property, all those appliances, everything was in good working order when my clients took possession. One of the appliances ended up breaking down. Well, it is the responsibility as your coverage there, which is paid by us as well, by the realtor. So the inspection is paid and the insurance program is paid. And now that buyer, all he has to do is make a claim, because that third-party insurance is actually registered to the buyer's name.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty cool, no?
No, and that's why I love the slogan of giving homeowners peace of mind, because you are really eliminating not only those fees, but even just the worry of when it comes to buying a home, selling a home. So not only are you representing your client as the agent, but you're also offering this amazing program that just goes one step further. I haven't really heard of any other, team doing this type of program. And I think it's a no-brainer to want to use this for your home when you're in the buying and selling process.
Yeah, I was never a big believer in running ads or marketing campaigns that were, I don't know, what's the word I could look, gimmicky, right?
Gimmicky.
Something that looks like they're going to take the consumer for
A run for their money.
a run for their money, right? Yeah, use it as leverage to get me inside the door, and then once I'm there, kind of run my presentation. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
And how many times do you see it? I'll, whatever that slogan may be, sell your house with me. If I don't sell it, I'll buy your house for cash.
Yeah.
I'll buy a lot of houses for $500,000 less than market value too, right? So I think, it's to me, I didn't want to have a brand that way.
Yeah.
I want a brand that's going to be out there, that's going to be honest, that's going to be, this is who we are. This is the real us.
Yeah.
And I think if we can come out with that and make it about the consumer experience, that's what I think is going to create longevity within any successful business. And this program here, there's no gimmicks. There's nothing of that nature. When you list your house with us, and you have to qualify, like your house has to. Now, if I know that your house has mold and there's things that we can rectify, or we found out that it was a a grow up. Well, it is something that we're going to be able to have to pull back from that. You know what I'm trying to say? But there's no house to me that I don't think could use some TLC.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to repair the flooring or, you know, new baseboards or give you new doors or update your bathrooms. No, we're saying, hey, if the appliances are at a certain age and they're old, now the insurance company will also give you the cost value if it can't be repaired. So based on the age of that fridge or based on the age of that air conditioning unit, there's a black book market value for that.
Yeah.
So they're not going to replace it for a brand new fridge. They're going to replace it for the age of that fridge. So if it's if you can replace it for $100, they're going to give you a check back for $100 on it, right? So we are running really strong with this program. I believe in this program so much, and I think that this is something that most people should really benefit from. I know my agents are excited about it. We got we just shot a commercial on this. That's going to be launching, I think, next week. We should have it, right?
Yeah.
We all had to put on we were all big actors in that one there. So that was pretty good.
Nickel P / George Clooney.
Yeah.
Educator and actor.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think this program here will be definitely leading edge. If anybody is looking to sell their home and feels if they want to know if their house qualifies for this program, you can reach to myself or any member of my team. We're pretty easy to reach. There's definitely many avenues that you can definitely hit us up on. If you want to know if your house qualifies for the program, please reach out to us, email us, give us a call. We'll definitely run you through the program. We don't cover the minor repairs. We don't cover the major repairs to the property. That's going to be on you, the onus of the seller, to make sure that we're giving a clean home to the new buyer. But we will pay for the program. We will pay for the third-party insurance. You get a pre-owned certified sign on your front lawn to say that your home has come pre-owned certified. You are going to get a pre-owned certified certificate that comes with the agreement when you purchase the house. You're going to get the insurance coverage attached as an Appendix C to the agreement. Everything is going to be stipulated in there. We do not take any liability on the claim that's made to the insurance company. I just want to kind of put that out there to make people understand that we don't control what the insurance companies will approve. Right? Makes sense? Because if there's a reason why they won't cover that fridge, that's not our, we're not representing that. We're not taking any liability on that. That's what they're claiming that they will do. We're going to get that house registered under the program. I'm sure it's a very reputable insurance company, so I don't think there's going to be any issues with that. But just really want to talk about this program with everybody today, and I just want to say thanks, guys, for coming on and really discussing this with us. Marina, is there anything you wanted to add regarding the program?
No, other than that, we're super excited. I think we're, at this point, you created the idea, so we're the only brokerage team right now offering that, and I know in a couple months we'll probably see something similar coming through from different agents.
I should copyright this. I don't know if there's a way I got to start copyrighting this, but
let's protect ourselves.
Let's just get first to market with it. I think we're going to be first to market with it. At the end of the day, we can't control what others do. Yeah. We just got to be leaders in our industry, and we're hoping that we can provide our clients, sellers and buyers, a peace of mind when they transact with us. We hope that we can make the buying experience a lot better for those that are looking to buy properties today that are very expensive and ease them from not having any or minimal additional expenses. As we know, the cost of real estate is expensive and mortgages are at an all-time high. So we're hoping that we can bring that to market and help out. Jess, is there anything you wanted to add?
No, I just, if I was an agent, I'd be very excited to offer this to my clients. And as a future home owner, I'm definitely going to be, getting this program when I work with the OP team.
Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, right? But again, thanks, guys. Thanks for doing this with us, and we appreciate you all, and thanks for tuning in.
Looking to buy or sell? Call a team you can trust. Don't believe me? Our Google reviews say it all. Put us on your lawn, your house will be gone. TheOPteam.com.